Welcome for another adventure with Mainline Executive Coaching, Mainline ACT. This is what we do, Mainline Executive Coaching, ACT. And this time we're going to be talking about action, action that leaders can take, particularly this time of year, about showing some appreciation for the people that they work with. How can you do this? The time of year, time of cheer, time of goodwill and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes we get busy and we might not paying as much attention to those that work for us and do things for us and help things move along, help us to create the wins and successes that we want as team leaders, as just leadership in the organization generally. So that's what we'll be talking about today. How can you do that in a way, and why would you do that? Rich, here we are. I'm Michael Bailey. You're Rich Barron. We've got this business that we do. Why would we be out there telling leaders this is a good time to do this thing, show appreciation?
I think not only is it the time of year when you need to be thankful for all those things that we do have in our lives, but thankful for those people around you that help make you who you are, help make you the success that you are, and the organization the success that it is. I think it's a very interesting time in the world right now. And you see this great resignation. You see a lot of people changing positions, jumping ship, if you will, in some things. But actually, it's not really jumping ship, but changing positions to find something a little bit different, a little bit, what's the word? Better. I don't know if better is the term, maybe in their mind. But it is also a time where we've got employees that have stuck through thick and thin. Mm-hmm. Gone through a lot of changes in the workplace, and it's disrupted lives, it's disrupted businesses, and to be thankful for those people that are still in your around you in your life, and to be simply thankful that you're working, thankful that you're out there working and have this great group of people around you, because truly there are a lot of wonderful people out there in all these organizations that deserve that respect, that thanks.
There's that it's almost like a homily of you never quit a job, you quit a bad manager.
Right.
So what if we took a look at the reverse of that, with all this hopping around and looking for better opportunities and this and that, and there's a lot of very interesting dynamics with the Great Resignation, or even how they claim it's under the umbrella of the Great Resignation. What if we turned that around and said the reason people stay even during difficult times is because of a great manager?
I would agree with that 100%.
So what does it take to become a great manager in terms of just recognizing the people that you're working with? What are some of your ideas? What is the thing to do?
Some of John Mattone's laws, 50 laws of intelligent leadership, and there are several that speak to this. Altruism, having rewarding relationships with the people around you. And it's not about managing the process, but rather motivating and enabling the people around you. How many of those laws really speak to the appreciation, altruism, enthusiasm, enabling, inclusion? There are so many ways to do that. A simple thank you. Asking someone how their day was, how was their weekend, recognizing them for a job well done, regardless of the size of the project. And it has to be timely. Here's the other thing, Michael, timely. Not an afterthought, right, but timely. And, those things really go a long ways. The simple things go a long ways. The simple thank yous, the simple appreciation. How was your day? Calling them out by name.
By name. That's a big one.
By name. Calling them out by name and asking them how their weekend was or how their day was. How what can I do to help you? Anything, thank you so much for that particular project you just finished. Being aware and being in the present and understanding, this person's working on this project. They did a great job. We'll thank them for it. Give them an attaboy, maybe, a little gift card or something like that. Just something that's going to go that extra mile to say, I appreciate who you are. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, that by name is a big deal. Everybody has, a name. It's the old joke about when they say your full name, now they know they're in trouble, that kind of a thing.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
you use just their first name or whatever name they go by and calling them by that name. There's something that just for the most part just kind of, connects us because it's what? It's
yeah,
our name. That's my name.
yes,
Lots of times I think people miss out on incredible opportunities to connect with other people by just using their names. How's it going, Joe? Or how's it going, Betty? Just that little thing. That's what
yes,
smart leaders do. That's what smart, emotionally intelligent people do. They just do that kind of stuff. Yeah, their names. In fact, that's one of the points that I have on here as well. I think another thing about that, and you're mentioning that, is to not just generalize it, but to talk about specific wins, specific successes that
yeah,
those individuals have assisted you in the process of this last year. Talking about them, bringing them to mind, and say, "I loved it when you did this. This was a great moment. This was a great act that you did. I loved your commitment about how you got in and you really dug in about this stuff. I really enjoy the fact that we get to work together." Those kinds of things that just create the connections, the
yeah,
connections. And one of those things that we think we've talked about this in that book, The Like Switch, is this idea of connection. The FBI has studied this. It's very interesting. The idea of frequency. How often do you do that? The proximity of how close are you in that process? What's the duration of it? What's the intensity of that? Those are the very things in our mammalian brains that really gives this feeling of attraction and connection and want to be a part of that bonding experience that we have. Smart leaders will do that. They'll do it frequently. They'll do it and they'll do it with close proximity. It won't be, hey, way over there. They come over and they say, how's it going today? What kinds of things can I help you with? And the
right,
kind of things it's that intensity of that, the moment of just being there with that individual. That's a huge, huge thing. And so it's just a continuation if you take a look at it. It's just a moment, it's an event where we can continue that the building of the relationship. That's what
right,
it really is. That really is what
exactly,
it is. And so there's a couple ways perhaps we can even look at it, maybe three ways in terms of rewards. One is the verbal response, attaboy, attagal, appreciate all that you're doing. Other things can be such as bonuses, and you find a way to do the bonus with the people. And when
right,
you do, it's not just a dollar thing. It's the kind of thing, hand them, the envelope, and say, thanks, I really appreciate this year's work or whatever it is. Other things it can be, sometimes it's their gifts, oftentimes gift cards or here's I'd like to take you like you take you and your significant other out to dinner. Here's a gift card.
right.
Those kinds of things. Anything that you can possibly do to personalize it. It's not a generalized thing, but it's a personal kind of thing. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I agree 100%. I really like that idea of and I've done this a lot of times in the past. Thanks for everything you did. Take your wife out this weekend. Bring me the receipt on Monday. I'll take care of it for you. Whatever you want to do. And of course they know there's got to be some kind of limits there. But the thing is if you do it that way, bring me the receipt and I'll take care of it for you. Or that gift card. Where do you like to go? I'll give you a gift card. Here, here's one of the movies as well. A simple thanks. And it doesn't have to be a ton of money. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be a big amount. How many times the weekend, oh my gosh, let's go to a movie. you know this is on the company. They appreciate what we did. Let's go to a movie this weekend. Get out and do whatever. Those things go a long way into building the organization. And I'm not saying it's got to be a place where it's all warm and cuddly and everybody's kumbaya all day long, because we got to get business done. We got to get the work done, and that work can be grueling at times. It can be stressful. It can be something that really takes a lot of you know putting your head down and moving forward. But everybody around you needs to recognize as you're doing that you're appreciating their efforts. You're appreciating them being there, shoulder to shoulder. Let's move this along. you know we talk a lot about titles, Michael, having this a particular title. But in the end of the day, when the lights are turned off, the doors are locked, there's really no titles anymore. We're all going home to our families and, doing those things that we're working for to begin with, right? And so it's, to remember we all need each other for more than just what work entails. Everybody has issues in their life right now. Everybody has been impacted in one way or another and still are being impacted by the things that are going on in the world right now. This pandemic and politics and inflation and name it. We're all being impacted. And those little things right now that can take your mind off and take you away from, the hardships of whatever we're doing is such a win. And you might think that it's, we're giving too much away of ourselves. We're really not focusing on business. Well, yes, you are. You're focusing on the people that make you successful. You're focusing on those who help your business become successful and in turn to help you be successful. So just remember that it's just, we're all in this together. And here's the thing, Michael, I talk about this a lot. With the music that I used to do and who I've played with. Well, one of the things that was always said by a particular person that I used to play with, a very well-known individual, she would always say this. She would say, if we can go out there tonight and make one person smile and forget their day, we've done our job. Now, some of these people, there were thousands of people sometimes in these audiences, but if we can just make one of them, we can connect with just one, we win. We've done our day. We've done our job. And I think that carries over in a lot of different ways.
I think I like that a lot. I really do like that a whole lot. There's
Yep.
something about that boss, you want to call him a boss, a supervisor, whoever it is, your manager of it is. There's a couple of things I think that's important for us to understand, and that is this: managers, really and truly, here's the truth. The people that work for you, they really don't necessarily care about you.
Yeah.
But they do want you to care about them.
Yeah. Did you see, we just got a great comment from Ronnie Shoemaker. And he says that it is important for the leader to understand how each member of the team likes to be recognized. Some like public recognition, while others do not like the limelight. How that's an incredibly important comment. That's right on the button.
Yeah, if you really know your people, you'll know that the difference, who likes what, who doesn't like,
And goes right back to it. If you've got to know your people, and I'll tell you what, we know Ronnie well, and he's probably no one that knows people better. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So what I was saying here is this: is that they really don't care, about you necessarily. But here's the trick of that: if they know that you do care about them, then they're going to start caring about you. It's this whole thing of you as the leader, show that you're really in it. I'm in it. I'm in it to win this thing. I'm in it to make this thing work. And you lead the way with your example. That then inspires them to be in it also. So now you got people that are in it, or really committed to really doing it. The next level of that whole thing is really, I got your back. When the leader says, I got your back, I got your back, then those that they are leading, the supervising, they start feeling like, yeah, well, I got your back too. There's this reciprocation that goes on back and forth. And so part of that also is this kind of a thing. So, this whole thing, we're in it together. I got your back. And then the next thing is this, that's really important. And that is, I want what is best for you. I want what is best for you. That is a hard place for leaders to get to, because it feels like for some leaders, I don't want what's best for you because it may damage me in my role or my position. But if you're that secure guy or gal that has that confidence of knowing how to handle things, how to deal with difficult things, how to deal with changes, and so on and so forth, sometimes you need to step at them and say, Maxine, you are a great worker, and I've watched you and I see your potential. I heard about an opening in another part of our company I think you would be great for. I don't want to lose you. I think you're a tremendous employee. However, I think this opportunity over here is a great one. I'll be an advocate for you. I'll make the connections. I'll open the door so that you can talk to the right people. That's a real leader. That's a leader that you know really does care and want the best for you. That's really in it for you, not just in it to win it, but they're in it for you as well. That makes sense?
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's that sense of altruism. That's when that real sense, we could talk about altruism and transparency and all those kinds of things, but it doesn't actually show up until that boss is willing to sacrifice what may be a good thing for them so that somebody on their team can have a new opportunity, a better opportunity. The boss has got to take it. No, I'll be able to handle it. We'll get somebody else here. It won't be easy, but we'll get somebody else here. But this is your time. This is your place. Talk about timing. That's exactly the kind of thing.
Yes. Recognition
For promotions, for
Yeah.
better opportunities. That's that sense of the reward. So what else is there anything else on your mind about how we as leaders can be more mindful and more in action, taking action to help those that we lead, that we supervise, that we guide?
I think just remember that as we're caught up in the day-to-day, and the day-to-day grind is going to be, that's why we're in business. It's a grind. We have to work every day focusing on solving those problems and getting to that next level. But don't forget the ones around you who are working equally as hard to get to that next level with you. And so as a group, when we get there as a group, we can celebrate as a group. And that's important, that we're in this together to get to that next level, regardless of the title, and regardless of who you are in the organization. Y'all have a part to play. Y'all have a part to play in the success of that organization. And the pieces of the puzzle, when they fit together and you've got the big picture, and you step back and take a look at it, it's a great thing to take a look at. It really is.
It really is. It's a marvelous thing to see a leader, a boss, a supervisor, again, how you want to denote it, assemble a great team. That in itself is a great effort, a great experience of assembling a great team. I know when I've assembled teams, and it's just like, oh man, the chemistry is just exactly right. For me, there is like nothing sweeter. There's nothing purer. There's nothing that's more engaging and inspiring and motivating than to be with those people that really know it and are in it again to win it, but are also in it for each other. That is one of the sweetest places ever to be. And so that's what I'd say. Enjoy the sweetness, celebrate the sweetness, and with that, share the sweetness of what you created here, because it may not always be the same. There may be struggles, but when you've got it and you've got it right, recognize it, get it out there, show it. And then when it's not right, be that leader that keeps looking for what do we need to tweak? What do we need to do? Do we have everybody in the right seat? If not, what do we need to do about that? That's that courage, clarity of being that leader that you, my friends, are supposed to be and can be. And we can assist you in that. If you're a little confused about that, if you're not sure about what that really is or how that really works, good golly, give us a call. Let's have a conversation. We're not even asking you to work with us at this point professionally. Just call. Let's get connected. Let's start investigating what's going on with you and give you some new ideas, some new points of view that just may turn on some lights, turn on some of those switches inside of you about your potential, your greatness, something that is there, but you just haven't figured out how to get to yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Executive Leaders Act, ILEC.com. Go to our website and schedule some time with us. Talk to us.
Get on it.
Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to get Ronnie on one of our calls here real quick. Get him back on here. Thank you for the comment tonight, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ronnie.
And a big shout out to everybody out there who's listening to us tonight. I noticed we had some big followers in Australia this last week. Yeah, we had quite a few folks in Australia listening to us.
Down under there?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's because we had some great guests on from Australia and Bali here this last week. But thank you very much for your support. Appreciate every time you download and listen to us. That's great. So
that's right. Catch a fire out there throughout the world.
Yeah. Okay. So have a great night, And remember the season that we're going into. Say thank you to somebody. You know, make them smile. Have a great day, and you too. You have a great day as well.
Okay, Rich.
So,
before we go, I just want to say thank you.
yeah. There we go. Thank you. That, that was great.
Okay, that's a wrap.
All righty.